sometimes you're facing the computer image of stuff you're sending him, and sometimes it's like that. He's describing it. Just talk about your relentless approach to that in terms of keeping these guys engaged and pointing out little things.
I just think during the week, a lot of times we're all squeezed for time. You know, Coach had a great message to the team yesterday. He turned that little, what's that thing called?
Hourglass.
What?
Hourglass.
Yeah, hourglass. Turn that thing over. You know, we all got the same amount of time, and there's never enough of it. You can't turn it. Trying to exhaust, every moment that we can leading up to the game, give the guys an opportunity to be successful. If you see something right there at the end.
Team like Florida State, they've been pretty unapologetically better as the game goes along. Pretty weak in the first quarter. How do you caution your players against things might be going really well early on, but FSU tends to get themselves better?
Man, I don't know. I don't really. I don't talk about something like that. You know, during the. I have too much respect for the game and the opponent to think that we're just going to go out there and roll all over them, whether it's early or the whole game. I mean, it's a great point. I've been in that position, a number of times during the course of the game when things are coming easy, and so that's when you just you get in people's faces, trying to scare the heck out of them, keep them on edge, keep them focused, and that's very natural. When you have if success comes too easy, it's easy to let your guard down. But Florida State is very talented, super well coached, and they've been there, done that. Just go to all the scenarios, and they have done remarkably well when their backs are against the wall, and when they figure out, sometimes they're figuring out how you're playing them, and they have answers, to what you're doing. So a prideful, tough program that's had incredible success, as good as it is in the country, over the last 10 years. So, that's not a real big surprise. We don't get going planning on, we expect a fist fight, for 60 minutes and to get their best shot from the get-go.
Coach, last year, Dalvin Cook had a big game. He had 9 yards of carry, 194 yards, yet you only allowed 13 points and 361 yards of total offense. How were you able to limit them despite?
Well, we gave up a couple big runs and a couple chunk plays. We'll do that to the numbers. And we got settled in and played better. And, so that's really, I think, the story within the story was the couple of early chunk plays, and then we got settled in and started playing better team defense.
When you turn on the film, do you see any similarities between Brent Venables and Lamar Jackson?
In some ways, very poised, mature, good decision makers, and big, strong, talented guys. Well coached, quarterback-driven offense. So a lot more similarities than there are differences.
How have things changed since you were down there first time 2012 on defense? You gave up 47 points, tackling the struggle.
Allie, thank you for reminding me how well we've done. Just when I start getting my mojo and feeling good, I know how bad.
It's already down your day.
It's all right. We've got, we have, we've got a better grasp on both sides, me of our players and of our coaches, and them of me, and then we've developed a culture and recruited better. We got more depth, quality depth, and year to year everything changes though, and so we're in a different place, but so are they.
Jadar talked about how this might be the best receiving core you guys have faced in the state. What makes them so dangerous and will make it difficult for you guys to try to rein them in?
Big, long, fast, experienced. Jesus, 43 is a very experienced player. A lot of moxie within the group with the right guys. Very fast. Number 8. He's faster than anybody we got. In our defense. And then again, a very good system with a very well coached and put in competitive winning positions and understand defense. And play with toughness, block well on the perimeter in the run game and in the screen game. So, they can kind of do it all. You know, you got Benjamin, or I just look at the numbers. I don't really. I got a lot of respect for them. I know what they can do, how fast they are, how they get behind you, but both scheme and talent, and you get toughness and how they're coached.
Coach Jadar also talked about the difficulty communicating in the secondary, playing in Death Valley. How much of a benefit is that when you're playing on the road, just from a communication standpoint?
Well, I think it is. You know, it goes without saying. It's a little easier. Again, our home games are a little different than some other people's home games, and but when you're on the road on defense, typically it's a little bit easier to communicate back there. So probably quite a bit, to be honest with you.
Speaking of Jadar, can you talk about what he means to the defense as kind of a quarterback?
He's been really good. He's really made the most of his opportunity. Been real proud of Jadar and how he's matured and handled his role, and his willingness through, again, that first half of the season to be coached and to lead and to embrace the grind and to handle both the good and the bad. It's been great.
In what ways has Jadar taken his game to the next level from where he might have been in previous years?
All those things that I just said, and then he's a more consistent tackler, playing with better technique. He's trusting and understanding the people around him, and he's playing with much more confidence. And I think, you know, having some success validates everything else that we're talking about, and the confidence comes through his preparation.
Backs and tight ends out of the backfield. That's something you've worked on the bye week. Are you concerned about it this week?
Can't cover the tight ends and the backs on that. All right, so yep, it's true.
Going back to the secondary.
We are. Yeah, we're trying to get better. Our positioning needs to be better. Awareness. Sometimes, you know, you're sinking out and trying to help with, you know, some deeper routes, and, you know, so those things are there up in front of you. When they are, you got to do a good job playing, again, good, you know, space team defense, and you know, limiting those plays. And but those are areas that we have to get better at.
When you
we tried to.
When you pressure the quarterback, does that help in that area where they got to get the ball out
You
a little
got
quick?
less guys in coverage, you know, and so if they're a team that's getting 5 guys out like every snap, you got one less guy to protect. It takes a good quarterback to know where to deliver the ball with accuracy under duress, and you know, so usually when that happens, if the coverage is just a little bit off, then the quarterback has time to get it out. And if the coverage is on point, it's either a throwaway or it's a sack, it's a pressure, big play. So there's give and take, and so, you know, we don't like to sit back and let a quarterback have all day either, do we?
No.
Me neither. I hate it. It's torture. No, but so again, I think you have to be able to you know, balance those things out. But when you are playing coverage, you gotta do a good job in relating, and maintaining leverage, all those kinds of things.
Coach, your pass defense ranked number 7, allowing 966 yards per game. Has their success been
What did we rank?
It's number 7.
Bad.
Has their success
Just kidding.
been primarily a result of that dedication to commitment that you spoke of?
I think it's. I mean, we've always been dedicated and committed. I think that we have a group of players that are playing pretty good that way in the back 7, and that comes from good pressure as well up front, and you know, trying to be a little bit multiple in what we're doing. And but that's good preparation as much as it is anything, and you got to have good players too. So I think it's a combination of all those things.
The defense has been pretty good on the road this year. Does that come from you, the players? Where's that mentality?
Oh, it's their preparation, and we talk about, again, having a road dog, you know, mentality. If you're going to have a chance to win against good people on the road, you got to play great defense and win the field position. We're a huge part of that. You know. You don't have anybody cheering you on. You're not going to get to everybody to get it up and, you know, get the crowd to affect the offense like you do at home. And so you see a lot of adversity when you're on the road. And so you try to get your players to have a mindset where we embrace that mentality that, you know, we're more frantic than ever, more desperate than ever to win. You got to play good defense, you know. We've been in too many shootouts through the years more than I'd care to remember. But that's not what you plan to do, go on a road, to win a shootout. That's not the mindset. So our guys recognize, going into Doak Walker, all the pageantry that goes on, the pridefulness in that program, the success that they've had, and the players that they've recruited, and the schemes that they have. So, I expect our guys to go in there with, a great mindset where they know that if, we're off, it's we're asking for it. So I think it's all those things, though, trying to, again, just to develop, again, the mindset of going on the road and the type of toughness and mentality that it takes to go in somebody else's, and into their backyard, into their house, on their home field, and, have a chance to win. You got to play great defense.
What was the context of that hourglass demonstration? Was it just like, we have a bye week, this is how much time?
Just take advantage of the time that you do have. Maximize the time that you have. Don't waste your time. You may not, your time is limited in your opportunity here at Clemson, and your opportunity to be how many games have we won? Are we 7-0? We're 7-0, to again appreciate this opportunity, appreciate the time that we have together. It's unique, it's special, and so it's a lot of things that he's trying to suggest by that demonstration, and again, as much as anything, we got to prepare. You want to play well, you have to prepare well. It's not all about getting jacked up and excited and having great players. That's not what wins for you. Emotion is a great part of the game. It's the great equalizer in the game, being intense, but that comes on game day. And, the confidence and the toughness, playing fast, playing physical, making competitive plays, that all comes through the preparation and the very limited amount of time that you have. And so we can just maximize in that time.
Were the players receptive to that?
I think so. I know I was like, yeah, I like that. Meetings. It was a little practice. No, it was a great, again, demonstration, and one where I think players relate. It's one thing to say it, and that thing's up there, weren't in there. It's good.
What makes Dalvin Cook so effective?
He's just very talented, instinctual, explosive, patient, physical. Got a great pace, change up to him.
That's great.
They've got a good scheme that I think suits his style. Very, very competitive. So can catch the ball, can block. Great threat in the throwing game. We'll see him. We'll try to isolate him in space, and whether it's wheel routes or swing passes or angle routes, screens, and toss sweep, the zone game, all that. So he's very good. He's a very good player.
Is Jalen Williams pretty much back to where he was pre-injury, and how much?
I think he's getting close. I think he's getting close. Just hasn't had the reps, to really say for sure. But I think he's not limited.
You feel like he'll be a pretty big asset against stopping their run game?
Well, I think he's going to be right there with a small group of guys that we're counting on to be ready.
Francois is such a big guy, kind of that, got that big build, and he's been, let's be honest, he's been hammered all year long, but he keeps getting back up. Can you talk about his toughness and how what that does to
It's
mentality?
invaluable, yeah. You see his character, his toughness, his leadership, all of that comes through. Watching tape, watching the TV games, he's pretty special, and he's got an incredible future in front of him.
Does that make him hard to tackle because he's so big? Because
Sure
guys
does.
bounce off of him instead of being elusive?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's a big, strong guy that's got a good, pocket presence, that tough and physical. Sure.
How has Adrian Baker looked in practice?
He's coming on, just still trying to get his confidence. A lot of it's just his lower body strength, suddenness, explosiveness. That comes in time. It just doesn't, okay, here's 6 months, he's back to normal. It's usually about a year. And when they're earlier than that, they're, as a skill guy, they're an exception to me. And I'm not trying to put limitations on him and say he won't be back to what he was until the year, but my experience with the skill guys, it just takes a little longer. They got to get on, they got to get in the weight room, and he has been, but with the lower body, now that he's released, now you got to start getting that strength, that functional strength back. You know, so you can get in and out of your breaks, play with stronger, more physical technique, and then again, the confidence comes with that.
What do you like most about Christian Wilkins?
Just his, probably, he's got an infectious personality, attitude, that he's the same guy every day. So Coach Brooks has got this fake field goal that he's working on. Somebody else in college football did it. And so we're putting it in because coaches are the biggest copycat guys, and this one worked. So he's talked about in the meeting, and we got it all drawn up, got the scouts coached up, and they come out there, play one, and so Christian's ready for it. It's probably like an hour and 45 minutes later, but he's ready. A lot of times, our guys here, meatheads, they forget. Okay, in 10 minutes, let alone an hour and 45 minutes. And so first play of practice, we line up in this fake field goal, and Christian jumps this little quick pass out here, and House calls it. Oh my God, it made Coach Brooks so mad. Because that wasn't the end of the play. It was a double pass. And Christian's high step, and you can't get mad at him. It's just like, go to the next play. Don't get mad at him. And I have a long list of guys that they had done that we're going to get real mad at, and he's not on the list. So just an incredible attitude, ultra positive. He's never had a bad day. Everybody loves him. He just makes everybody around him, coaches, players, people, better. He's very unique that way.
I gotta let him go to that TV.
Hey, I think you guys are